Well, first let me say good afternoon from Thailand, and many thanks to Professor Datta and also our chairman, Dr. Pabakar, and also thank you, Professor Vamagutti.
Welcome.
Let me at the very outset say I'm not sure why I'm not showing the my PDF file here. I shared the screen, and I cannot show you for some reason. I share. But anyway, let me continue. I am from the city of Seattle, Priya, and have been associated with education for a long period of time. I'm going to address first and second question of Dr. Vamagutti, uh, taking a stand on the role of technology in our society, because there is a lot of talk about the role of technology in our education. That technology is somehow is not good. Technology is fake and artificial. People need so-called social interaction and proximity, so-called physical presence. I always go around in the seminar and ask people that you have spent all your life going to schools, from your elementary to higher education, how many teachers you came across. And usually there'll be a list of 100 people, and there'll be a follow-up question, how many teachers you actually remember that have an imprint, had a role in changing your life. And you will not believe, it will be the numbers you can count on your fingers. So this notion somehow that face-to-face education is the best way of learning something and becoming enthusiastic or become curious about finding something is rather misplaced. Going back to the last 2 centuries, where we have created so-called the ivory towers, and the education also had been run in many countries by education, what I call as education mafia, in a way exploiting the people to pay the price for a diploma or a degree, which is completely meaningless, useless. In some cases in India, degree is like an ornament. You need it to get married. So the family of the girl think that you are a smart guy, and you really deserve a good girl, a good family to marry into. So these kinds of misconstrued notions about education, the knowledge and information have been there for the last 2 centuries. Now, in the last 2 years, what has happened, what should have happened in the last two, actually, what would have happened in the last next 10 years has happened in the last 2 years. The COVID has forced changes in human behavior the same way the television did, same way the telephone did in the beginning, same way the letters did 2 centuries ago. So starting with handwritten letters to invention of the phone to invention of the television to the invention of the internet, and now the invention of the social media and online learning has improved everything that we are sharing here on the screen. Our communication, our ideas to share with people across the globe in nanoseconds, not waiting for the letter to come. So the learning has become just in time learning for anybody who want to learn anything. Not necessarily the diploma and degree provides you sufficient knowledge. The last 2 centuries model of creating society, so-called the economy based on degrees, is bound to change. It's already changing because in the last 2 years, what we have found, the students have actually adopted, they have adopted very well to the technology. I'm going to share one survey that was conducted by Google in ASEAN called Google E-commerce Survey. In the last 2 years, about 50.2% of the people in ASEAN had learned how to use a new app, which is basically related to financial transactions, related to ordering food, ordering groceries, even learning. 46% of the people have actually mastered how to learn online in this whole population. That is about 96% of the population, which has changed their behavior in the just last 2 years, mastering the technology. Although the same report says that from the education point of view, the education online requires devices, it requires connectivity, it requires bandwidth, it requires lots of other things, including what Priya has said and what Dr. Mehboob has said. Good teachers that create good content and are efficient to deliver it online in an effective way to change the behavior or alter the behavior of the clientele that are in front of you on the screen. So now is the screen, is the speech, is the sound, is the selfie, it is the quality of the content that is actually much more. So you can see there's a Hollywood and Bollywood quality on online learning that's required. Priya brought about the issue of rich experiences uh, for students going to America. In America, Ivy League universities charge you tons of money to provide you good experiences in the classroom. The quality comes from only one thing, which is the quality of the mind. They have prerequisite for admission of students. They take quality students. They had quality professors. They had quality curriculum. They had quality delivery systems, and they provide good quality experiences to students inside the classroom and outside the classroom at a cost, at a very high cost. That's not possible for everybody to afford and go to Harvard or Yale or Stanford or some other place in USA. So coming back to what I'm saying and what we discussed in the beginning, what online learning has done, it has democratized the process of learning. It has made the online learning accessible to millions of people, even quality courses through MOOCs, through edX, through IEEE network, through MOOCs, and through Coursera, and so many other so-called Khan Academy, non-profit organizations in America are providing very, very high quality content to anybody who want to learn anything from any part of the world. So when it comes to quality, the content is there. The creators of the content is also there. The access is also there. What is problematic is in some parts of the world, like India or Bangladesh or some other people, there is a connectivity problem. There is one device, one child kind of issue that everybody cannot have a device. It's not accessible to people, especially in the rural areas. Therefore, the quality education suffers. So I would not say that online education is a supplement or supplant. It will supplant online thing. I'm saying that in the theme of this discussion is 2050. And this is what uh, Mr. Levine shared in a Chronicle of Higher Education article that was published 2 weeks ago. There are 5 things that are going to happen in the coming 30 years. That is, number one, 80 to 90% of the people, new students, will learn online. 80 to 90% of students will have some credentials online. So the universities will be forced, the government will be forced to change the so-called accreditation process to make sure that these credentials are respected. In America, by the way, all these private sector initiatives created by Cisco and Microsoft, Cisco certification of all kinds, Microsoft certification of all kinds, Amazon certifications of all kinds, examining your skill sets, seeing that you have skill sets and giving a piece of certificate, that's much more valuable than a degree from a 4-year college or a so-called diploma or even a PhD for that matter. So these initiatives of private sector, public sector, certification, education became cheaper, is going to change the marketplace in the next 30 years or so. So I go back to that report, that article. Number one, 80 to 90% people will be learning online. You like it or not, this is what is going to happen. On-demand learning, blended learning, customized courses, customized training, just like customize everything. What people have learned in the last 2 years is to use these apps for enhancing whatever they like to do with their lives. So, number two, the ivory tower notion of having a degree is going to alter. It's not going to continue the same way. Forcing students to come and sit in the class in front of the boring teachers is not a quality of higher education. Anybody who has sat in the class, and especially in the back benches, knows how a boring lesson can put you to sleep. So saying that going to a face-to-face classroom is very exciting and some people are waiting, students are waiting to go back to school, is also a misplaced notion. It's not going to happen. If they were forced to go, they will volunteer to come out because they have developed new habits in the last 2 years. This is what is happening. This is what will be happening. From psychological point of view, we see the behavior changes. All technologies have, like Prabhakar said, just like religion, technology also had a two-edged sword. There is abuse of technology. There is also use of technology, artificial intelligence, virtual reality, big data, machine learning. All of these things are being integrated into this curriculum design and new learning options that we have today. So things are changing in a way that you can have a quality education without going to a class. And of course, there'll be a need to go to a classroom for hands-on stuff in the medical sciences or chemistry lab or something like that. But saying that students are waiting for somehow to go to the classroom is actually a misplaced notion. Number three, what will happen is that education will become cheaper. The cost of degree will go down. The biggest losers of this particular revenue will be this education mafia that has survived for so many decades in advanced countries as well as in developing countries, including India. Because if you look at India, there are about 70% of the universities which are completely useless. They have no value, whatever, for their students. And same is true perhaps in other part of the world also, especially in ASEAN also, 11 countries, whether the Philippines or Cambodia or Thailand for that matter. So having said that, that's going to be having a great effect in terms of great benefit to the students having a quality degree online, a diploma, a certificate, or whatever from a credential, very, very nice organization. Uh, Bringing back what I was sharing with you, just for the sake of my experience, I attended two um, edX courses provided by IBM, right? One in artificial intelligence, another in data science. Both for 90, one was for $39, another was for $99. And this is a diploma. This is a course taught by experts in IBM. And there's a hands-on stuff too. On their Watson, I did some experimentation also with them. So it was not just online learning. There was some difficult things in that particular course. So that's number three. It is going to be cheaper for students who want either the skill sets, They want to enhance their knowledge. They want to learn something new. They can learn, as John has said, providing a kind of a solution at a cheaper price, 400 or something like that, will be worthwhile for somebody to try. So this is what is happening. Number four, as we discussed as a theme in the beginning of this seminar or forum, that the globalization has happened faster than anything else since the invention of the internet in 1980s. And you can see how the internet has changed our own behavior. So, having seen that yourself, experienced it yourself, you can see its impact right in front of your eyes. That we are meeting remotely from any part of the world, sharing ideas, learning from each other, whatever else we want to do, we can do for hours and hours. That doesn't make going to a classroom a better place. Who would say that? Okay, I'm going to go in front of a teacher who doesn't know how to speak properly and listen to him for 1 hour. That notion is changing, by the way. And number five, what online learning has done has actually improved the quality of everything that I have been talking to you. Quality of curriculum, quality of instruction, quality of delivery. And it has become a very competitive market. Just like that you see today. If you are trying to order food, you are going to shop around. You are going to order newspaper, you are going to look around on the internet. You are going to buy something, you are going to look around Amazon or whatever else is providing a better value. And this is what people are doing. They will do the same for education. So in the last 30 years, this is the model. Students are going to shop around where they get the best value, best qualification, best experience, offline, online, blended mode, or any other combination, just in time learning, customized learning, like we are doing today. So these options are what students are looking for and what their parents are looking for. So these are the five things that are going to now change the course of education in the next 30 years or so. So we should come out of this notion that students should come waiting for going back to the classroom, or somehow the classroom is the best, place to develop entrepreneurship. Classroom is the best way to have alliances with foreign university, dual degree or this and that kind of a stuff. That's gone. And with the COVID now, with the travel sector being affected, rich people from India or Bangladesh are not going to go to USA to study. It's not going to happen because those universities are coming to you. There are 9 foreign universities coming to India. They are coming where the money is. And they are going to deliver the courses online, offline, hybrid mode, customized, whatever else. So this is what is the trend today. With that, let me stop here. And if there are any questions, I will answer those. I'm sorry because I made a very good PowerPoint with some pictures and stuff, but I could not show you for this presentation. I will leave it with Mr. Datta in case if you wanted to see the whole discussion in terms of those so-called PowerPoints, please do so. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Nagi. You have brought in a new perspective. Online is the future. A lot of changes happened in the last 2 years. Okay, and the youngsters are adopting online just like a fish takes to water. The focus is on certificates and a skill and not a degree. In fact, most of the universities' degrees will not be of much use. Well, the times are challenging, times are difficult, but the best part is that education is going to be very cheap. That's the interesting part. Okay, so it is accessible for many people. And anyone who's working hard, who's picking up, who wants to have a future, then there is an opportunity to build a future. The only thing which I would like to conclude with one point is that very well accepted, COVID has changed. Okay, COVID has transferred everything from offline to online. The only thing is that the teachers also should also be trained on how to teach online, and the students also must learn, okay, how to learn online. This has not happened in the nation, and immediately everybody adopted to an online mode, the institutions and universities, and issues and challenges are there. All these challenges have to be addressed properly. Then I think that will be the future. The whole future is going to be online, and we have to change as per the future. Okay, you cannot say I would like to be offline and I would like to go to a bookshop and start reading. That's all becoming history. Thank you very much.